my goodness, I feel like I haven't been on here forever. It's just been such a crazy time. I've been in like tunnel vision mode, focus mode. There's been so many new developments. Let me turn this ratchet music down. There's been so many new developments and just different opportunities and things I'm trying to take advantage of and just be very, very present in each moment. My birthday was a couple weeks ago, and I think before that was the last video I did from vacation. I started recording right before my birthday, and then I just never edited it. I never put up what I actually recorded for one reason or another. I'm not gonna beat myself up over it, but I just wanted to be present, and I allowed myself to do that and to have that and to be just completely there in those moments. And this week is really good. Today is actually Lawrence's birthday, so I gotta hurry up and get in this house so I can grab him and we can go to dinner and go to our show. But I also have my workshop this weekend with Miss Wendy Whitmore, which I'm super, super excited about. And I absolutely can't wait. So I've been in focus mode all week, just making sure that I'm keeping my mind in the right space, my body in the right space, taking care of myself, because going into situations like this, when you're sharing different things with women, with people just in general, you really have to make sure that you are settled and you are calm and you are rested and you're able to really go in and hold that space for the people that you're going in for. And in order to do that, you have to take care of yourself first, which is a huge part of what I'll be talking about. So I can't wait for that. Like I said, today is Lawrence's birthday, and then Sunday I get to see Solange. Woo woo, I'm so excited, at the Hollywood Bowl. But something was just coming to mind while I was driving as I was thinking about Lawrence's birthday and, you know, just love in general with people, whether it be a romantic relationship, your parents, siblings, whatever the case may be, friendships. If there's anything that I've learned from my relationship, it's to love people exactly how they are, for who they are, and where they are. You can't change anyone. And if you've chosen to put yourself in a position to be involved with someone, like I said, be it a friendship, romantic relationship, whatever, to be in their life, you have to love them where they are and for who they are. And just be with them. Now, I'm never going to advocate for abuse or anything crazy like that, obviously, but I'm just talking about personality wise and learning how to be not just with someone else but with yourself, because it's a constant mirroring act. So that's been a huge lesson for me. And also another huge lesson for me has been, if something about that person is triggering you deeply, go inward first before pointing the finger at them to try to tell them about themselves. I'm still learning this, but it's constant, and it's something that has really helped my relationship, because, you know, it starts with you, and the things that you want to see changed in that person usually are things that you're also reflecting. And so I had to come and take, you know, that radical responsibility. And after reading actually Radical Forgiveness, it was a huge lesson. And I remember asking a mentor of mine during a meetup, you know, how do you love somebody for where they're at, but not, you know, condone bad behavior or unhealthy patterns or things like that? And they said, first you have to deem what's healthy and what's unhealthy. Then you have to ask yourself, why is it triggering you so much? Is there something that you see in them that you actually want to adjust within yourself? And once you adjust that within yourself, will it then be still reflected in them? And I've seen this work in my relationship, and, you know, it's been something that I have worked on for myself, and it all just comes back to making sure that you check in with you first. And it's a great reminder for any situation. Really, something happens in the outside, I want to go inward first to find out what's going on with me, to check in with myself before I go to try to point the finger at somebody else. And it doesn't always happen. I don't always do it in the most effective way, but it is something that I've learned, and it is something that I am trying to be cognizant of with every conversation that I have, with every interaction that I have, because it just makes things so much more peaceful when you're able to reflect back on yourself before trying to look at someone else's wrongs. So that's just my 2 cents. And now I'm gonna run in this house and we're gonna go enjoy our show and enjoy our night. And happy birthday, babe. I love you so much. And I just know you're gonna have the best year ever. You've been working so hard, and I just can't wait to see what God has in store for you, because I see amazing things coming for you and for us. And I'm just so proud of you and all of the growth that has taken place within you personally, within your work, within your craft, and how you attack everything with such a tenacity that makes me want to step up my game forever. So thank you for that. I love you. I hope you have an incredible day. I mean, you're gonna have an incredible day because you're with me. So let me go get you at the house. Happy birthday! How does it feel to be 20 something? 7?
I feel like the paparazzi's all over me.
Can never get the real answer. Who's paparazzi? You ain't no paparazzi.
On the floor and around.
Well, folks, there you have it. Happy birthday.
She told me her name was.
Was that somewhere in there, I kind of was comfortable being the victim. After a lot of reflection, I realized, and like I said, after writing this part down, I was comfortable in that position. I was comfortable with the victim's mentality. And I had to take a sense of radical responsibility, radical accountability, and use a sense of radical forgiveness to get to the other side of all of this in releasing this person, from having control over what my life would look like, and then taking that responsibility back. Because after all, I was using him as a pawn after so many years to kind of give me a reason as to, well, now I can't make responsible decisions because, well, you told me that this is just how it's going to be, right? So now I want us to rewrite our stories. Take a deep breath. Think about how in that moment, what would have happened if you were no longer the victim in that situation? If you could walk out of whatever that moment, situation, conversation, whatever it was, as the victor. And you can rewrite it however you want. It can be as elaborate as you want or as simple as you want. How do we feel after rewriting and taking control and kind of having the idea in our minds that whatever has happened or taken place in your life isn't set in stone? And that it doesn't take away from what you went through. It doesn't take away from what you experienced. It doesn't, there's no, like I said, there's no shame involved. This is not to put you down as, how could you believe that? That's our condition. But it's just to say, oh, wow, I have the ability to consciously create the life that I want to live, and you're an active participant in the life that you want to live. You're not just sitting by the sidelines. You have a role in this as well, and even though so many times we feel like we don't and that we've been stripped of our power, you are doing the work. You have the opportunity, and you get to do the work daily. And this is a part of doing that work, is taking note and seeing how at any moment in time this new letter for you it should be a reminder for you daily that at any point in time, like I said, you have the ability to rewrite whatever has happened at any moment in time. And if that doesn't give you a sense of power, then you hold that pen. So, you know, the great thing is that, you know, I do speak about proper nutritional habits, and I am a holistic health coach, and I deal with nutrition and health and wellness, but a lot of times we don't realize that those emotional toxins, they build up and they settle into our body and they settle into our nervous system. And if you don't feel that you deserve to live a healthy life, you're not going to make those changes to do so. And that's just the bottom line. You have to feel like you deserve to do it. And when you're writing this story, you walk away with a sense of power saying, oh, I'm worthy of doing these things that I know that I should be doing. And it's really simple. We're here every day, you know, drink more water, eat your vegetables, but that's not going to make 1 ounce of a difference if you're so clogged up in your mind with where you feel someone else has told you you're supposed to be. So, you know, proper nutritional habits, I almost like to say, are secondary to the emotional things that we go through. It's secondary. You know, we in the program that I studied, we have a primary food and we have our secondary food. And primary is your relationships. It's your spirituality. It's your your sense of being active in the world and having a fulfilling career. Those are all things that are primary, because if you're sitting at home and you're unfulfilled and you're doing work that you don't love and you're in an unhealthy relationship and you're not moving every day and getting sunlight, then why in the world would you make a proper nutritional choice? That wouldn't even make sense, right? So you got to get those things in kind of a harmonious balance first before we can even talk about the list that I gave you guys now. The stories that we've created for ourselves around health and wellness and food and things of that nature, you know, they're stopping you from living a balanced life. They're stopping you from knowing that you deserve to live well, and that you're worth it, and that you're worthy, and that all of these things, if you take an influence from past or present in your life, don't have to remain true. So yesterday I had the opportunity to speak to a beautiful group of women at Wendy Whitmore's Illuminate Me, I Love Me retreat for 2017, and it was so amazing. If you've ever felt like you are truly standing in what your purpose is, your God-given purpose is, then you know the feeling that I have right now, one day past this event, because there's nothing more fulfilling than doing the work and then putting yourself in a position where you are able to serve with that work. And it doesn't feel like work, and then you get to a point where you're now acting upon all the work that you've done. And I talked about this not too long ago, but I'm definitely in a place of celebrating small victories. And while I don't necessarily think this is something small, because it's a very big deal, to be able to get up and not move from a place of fear and really do what I know I'm supposed to be doing, small in the sense that it's just the beginning, and I'm celebrating each point for what it is and for when it comes. And I learned some amazing things yesterday. I gained some amazing tools from the other two women that spoke, one being Wendy, another being Katie Keck, and the tools that we gained were just absolutely incredible. And I got such a great response from what I was able to share with the women, and made such a great connection with them, that I think it also put me in a place to be able to really kind of hone in on who I feel my niche market will be, and I'm gaining more clarity on that, and I'm super thankful for that opportunity to be in that space, and to see the need for where I believe my work is taking me right now. So I'm so excited for that, and the growth that I really feel is going to come from that obedience. You know, a lot of the tools that we gained yesterday were centered around our language and how we perceive things, and really paying attention to how we speak about certain situations, and the word "and," which I keep saying, which is funny because I had been contemplating this idea for a while, and then yesterday it was explained so perfectly within the duality of our language, and how so many times we restrict ourselves because we believe if one is true, the other can't be true. I'm sorry. And from what we learned yesterday, it's the idea that you can have two opposing truths that stand firm at the same time. You can still be afraid to do something and do it. Just because you're afraid doesn't mean that it has to stop you. So you can be afraid and still do the work. You can have made a mistake and still be working on yourself. You can do all of these things and be in the process of whatever it is that you're doing to elevate yourself. And that was huge for me, because it's something that I definitely struggled with, which is if something is brought to my attention from someone you know, that I love, and they bring something to my attention that they didn't like that I did, in my mind, you know, being in that restricted way of thinking, my immediate was, oh crap, they didn't like what I did, that means they don't like me, and I have to fix me, and there's something wrong with me, when it's really just that everybody in our lives, we don't agree with everything, and there's certain things that I do that my partner doesn't like, and vice versa, or friends or family, but it doesn't mean that they don't love me as a person. So that was a huge breakthrough for me, and everything that we got was super awesome, and I'm just really excited to keep going and keep pushing, and the work is far from over. It's just beginning, and I'm really excited to see what God has in store. And I thank you, Wendy, for having me out to be able to pour into these women, and I thank you for pouring into me, because as I share, I heal. And I think that's the most exciting thing about being able to use your story that you lived to help others, because the more you share it, the more I share it, the more I talk about it, the more I use it as examples of what I've been through and where I'm at and how to get to the other side, and getting to the other side, because it's always in that process of, the more I heal and the more I'm able to get to the other side. The more I share a page out of my book, I turn a new chapter. And so it's really awesome, and I'm overwhelmed with thanks and gratitude. So now I get to go see Solange perform tonight.